the egg in the womb, in the ovaries, takes 14 days to mature. And at that point there, that's when fertilisation takes place. A son is born 270 days later, 9 months later, if it's fertilised. The same thing is happening with the sun. The sun starts here, it's quarter, it's full, quarter waning, and then it dies. Just like the moon. The moon dies at the new moon. You cannot see the moon for 2 days. The best part of 2 days. And that corresponds with the bleeding of the menstruation cycle. Men coming from moon. Okay? And the sun is doing the same thing. He's a hero. He climbs up as a little boy and he comes to march, the Lamb of God, and he conquers. And that's why they celebrate the Passover, the Jews, because the sun has passed over. It's passed over the equator. It's gone into the northern hemisphere, where all is good and all is rich and wonderful, and we get to live again because of the photosynthesis. The sun is blasting us with photons. And those photons are so important for our health. That is our vitality, the sun. Let me just show you a few more. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, for instance, we have the same idea. There are 3 sisters, one of whom is chosen as the bride of an enchanted monster who dwells in a beautiful palace. By the arts of her sister she is kept away from him, and he is at the point of death through his grief. Then she returns, and he revives, and becomes changed into a handsome prince, and they live happy ever after. One feature of these legends is that being closely united to each other, as closely, that is, as the sun and the dawn. It's always the dawn. The sun coming up out of the dawn is Prince Charming, and he's always saving and reuniting with the dawn, his lover, every day. And this is the origin of all our myths, man. There's not a myth, there's not one that does not come from that. And if it does, as explained in this book, if it does, it has to do with lightning or volcanoes or earthquakes or some similar phenomena in nature. But otherwise, it's always the sun. The sun is the hero. Orpheus and Eurydice, or the sun, Eurydice, the dawn, is bitten by a serpent, the night. She dies and descends into the lower regions. Orpheus follows her and obtains from the gods that his wife should follow him, if he promised not to look back. Remember Lot's wife? She looked back. Orpheus promises, ascends from the dark world below. Eurydice is behind him as he rises, but the dawn by doubt or by love. But drawn by doubt or by love, he looks around. The first ray of the sun glances at the dawn, and the dawn fades away. Again, the hero comes up in the morning every day and smashes the darkness, and all the other stars go into hiding. Because the sun is the hero. He's the hero of our solar system. And that's why we need to understand how the solar system works. Because if we understand the cycle of the solar system, the daily day and night, and the yearly summer and winter, we will understand all things. Everything is interrelated. Everything. Okay, look, I've got so many other poems and things that I want to show you that are interpreted by means of this, but that should suffice. I just want to read one more thing out of this book, which is a lot of interest. The sun, ever victorious in open contest with his enemies, is nevertheless not invulnerable. At times he succumbs to treachery, is bound by the frost giants, or slain by the demons of darkness. Odysseus, stripped of his beggar's raiment and endowed with fresh youth and beauty by the dawn goddess Athene, engages in no doubtful conflict as he raises the bow which none but himself can bend. Nor is there less virtue in the spear of Achilles, in the swords of Perseus and Sigurd, in Roland's stout blade Durendal, or in the brand Excalibur, with which Sir Bedivere was so loath to part. All these are solar weapons, and so too are the arrows of Tel and Palnotoki, Egil and Hemming and William of Cludesley. Anyway, I wasn't intending to read all that, but I just want to show you Perseus, Odysseus, all these heroes. It's the sun. It's only the sun. Sleeping Beauty, the earth goddess, sinks into her long winter sleep when pricked by the point of the spindle. In her cosmic palace, all is locked in icy repose, naught thriving save the ivy which defies the cold, until the kiss of the golden-haired sun god reawakens life and activity. So the ancients were always waiting for this golden moment, this magic Passover day. And at 6 in the morning, every morning, not that the sun rises at 6 o'clock every morning. I mean, you know, this morning I think it was up at earlier than that, was it? Anyway, doesn't matter. It's rough. It's simplifying things. It's rough science in this respect, but we give it that value. But the equinox always happens on March the 21st. That's the magic day. That's the day when all the calendars begin. That's Nisan, when the Jews begin their sacred calendar. And the 21st of September on this side, that's when the Jews begin their secular calendar. All the calendars begin here. This is the start. Here is where right ascension begins. Do you know what right ascension is? Aries. First degrees of Aries. First degrees of Aries is right ascension. Right ascension and declination that's the celestial terms for longitude and latitude. Okay? When you look at the globe of the earth, you'll see these lines running down. That's longitude, and the ones going that way, latitude. Well, it's easy to work out. Let's say there's the earth there, and there's the equator. Okay? It's easy to work out latitude because you just take your latitude from the equator. So that would be like 40 middle mark there. That'd be 45 degrees latitude. Well, that's declination, right? And right ascension is longitude. But how do you know where's the line for longitude? Because the Earth is spinning all the time. How do you know where to start? Where's the starting point? Does anyone know? Greenwich, England, Greenwich Mean Time. We always start the day at Greenwich. The Green Witch. Make a note of that. Greenwich. It used to be in Paris, and then before that it was in the Great Pyramid in Egypt. But today, longitude comes from Greenwich. Well, that's the same as right ascension. Right ascension starts at first degrees of Aries. Everything starts at Aries, man. The body of the man, Adam, and I'm going to show you this in a minute, is here. In astronomy, here is what they call the ascendant. So here is what they call the descendant. Ascendant, descendant. And this line here is the meridian. That's Adam. Now this is one source for that. This is a fellow called Zosimos. He was writing 1700 years ago. So then, the first man among us is named Thoth of the Egyptians, and among them, Adam, the name from the language of the angels. And not only that, but with respect to the body, the name they refer to him by is symbolic, composed of 4 elements from the whole sphere. For the letter A of his name, Adam, signifies the ascendant, the east. The ascendant, the east. That's the ascendant. That's the ascendant. The letter D of his name signifies descendant, the west, and earth, which sinks down because of its weight. And the letter M of his name signifies the meridian. That's Adam in the sky. Adam's head is here, throat, arms are the twins, Cancer is the chest, Leo is the heart, the lion heart. Virgo is the belly, Libra is the kidneys. The scales, the kidneys, the justice, the seat of justice. Scorpio is the generative organs, thighs, knees, the goat, Capricorn, the climber. Capricorn climbs. That's the shins, that's the feet, Pisces. That's Adam. Adam. The ascendant, the descendant, the meridian. Adam in the sky. Adam Kadmon of the Kabbalah. It's just science. It's not spooky. It's not from the devil. Devil's a fiction anyway. It's knowledge. This is knowledge that the world, this is what they don't want us to know. Because they want us to think that it's a literal story. Because with the literal story, they've got us by the short and curlies, guys. They've got us by the short and curlies. And we have been ignorant of this holy science that's in the Bible for a long, long time. Because we've been in the Dark Ages. It's nobody's fault. Well, it's the priestcraft. The priestcraft. You look around in Christianity and you'll find, you know, if you study Christianity, right? Let's say that's Christianity and this is heathens, everybody else. You've got Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, Pentecostals, Baptists, Episcopalians, born-agains, Presbyterians, Methodists, right? And these guys are jumping up on their high horse, and they've got the truth, and everybody else is going to perish. They're going to perish because they haven't accepted Christ. But let me tell you something. I guarantee you that these people here will swear to you black and blue that these people are liars, and these ones will swear to you that they are liars. And the Baptists will tell you that the Mormons are liars, but the Mormons will tell you the Seventh-day Adventists are liars. You know what? They're all liars. They're all corporations doing business. They're multi-million-dollar businesses. I'm going to prove this and show you facts.
Multi-billion dollars.
Billions of dollars, man. There's a lot of money because the people who are running the show, the elite families who are running all this, they are the owners of these corporations. These churches are all incorporated, you know. The Jehovah's Witnesses go under the Watchtower and Tract Society Incorporated. It's incorporated. But they say, they'll tell you, oh yeah, but you have to be incorporated, otherwise you can't operate because the government won't let you operate. Well, that's a lie. That's due to ignorance and stupidity. Corporations do business. They have shareholders and they do business. And believe you me, the shareholders of these, they're not actually Christians. The elite families who own these businesses, these corporations who come to you like wolves in sheep's covering, because that's what they are.